closing soon. That's exciting, man.
Yes, sir.
Who else do we got? We got
We
a
got
lot of people
Stephen-
here. Not everybody at the same time. Don't be shy. Where are you calling in from?
Stephen Pacheco from Visalia, California.
New mentor, Stephen Pacheco. Welcome, bro.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Warner,
Stefan
Austin,
Donnell.
Texas.
Ben, welcome.
Jay Joyce, Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
Welcome, Jay. I think Stephen is from North Carolina too, right?
Yes, sir. Stefan Donnell here from North Carolina. What's going on, Jay?
How
Everything.
about you, man?
What's up, JC?
What's up, brother? We got to close that deal for you this week, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Awesome. All right. We're going to get started here in the next 30 seconds, letting a couple other folks in. Again, if you've got people from your team that are not on here yet, right now would be a good time to send some last-minute text messages or call them. Make sure that they get on this training, guys. Remember, a highly trained team equals a highly paid team. I'm actually in San Diego, California right now. Came out here with the family today. And so I'm actually in my room. My wife is packing the bags ready so we can head back. But we had a great time out here with our son, and excited. We'll be in Florida in about 2 weeks. So April is going to be a month of traveling, but I'm excited. So it's only a 2-hour drive back from here to Los Angeles, and we're going to have a very productive trip. So with that being said, let me go ahead and share my screen, and we're going to get this training started. Okay, guys. Again, welcome to the training. My name is JC Rangel, and we're going to just dive right into the training. Again, if you are able to turn on your camera, please turn on your camera. If you can't, that's fine. But if you are able to, please turn it on. And first and foremost, I want to announce, in this business, we have the opportunity to build a huge organization, right? You could build a team if you want to, or you could choose not to build a team. But I would highly recommend getting good at the skill of team building. And we're going to start doing more trainings on team building, on recruiting, okay? And this mindset here, this mindset training connects to the proper training for team building, right? With that being said, today at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, we have a very, very special company showcase, okay? As you guys know, we've got a new room at the conference office, at the corporate office, excuse me. And the founder and the executive team are going to be doing an incredible recruiting power business showcase. My recommendation is to put the 5 o'clock Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time event every Monday on your calendar. Every single Monday, you should be on that call. Guest or no guest, you should be on that call. This is just some advice that I'm going to give you. Now, why am I giving you advice on recruiting? You know, I'll tell you why. The reason why is because I've got the fastest growing team in the company. And it's hard to say that without sounding like I'm bragging. That's not what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to tell you that there's a reason why I'm giving you this information, and I know what I'm talking about when it comes to recruiting. I've got probably close to 50 recruits. I don't know. I could see 7 levels deep in my sales organization, even though we only get paid 6 levels deep. So I'm more than qualified for the 6 levels of pay. And the team is duplicating, right? And one of the basics that I would tell you is this: make it a habit of not only you, but you and your organization to plug into this training, this call every single Monday at that time. Also, trainings like this training is going to happen every Monday at 9 a.m. Pacific time. So I would recommend that you get on this training every single time that you can. All right. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get started. Enough of talking. I look forward to seeing all of you guys on the event tonight, but we're going to get started. So let's get into the Bulletproof mindset training, right? What is some of the things that are required for you to develop that mindset? First of all, in any training, there's something called the teachability index. And the teachability index, guys, is your ability to learn versus your ability to change, meaning your ability to apply the changes that are required for you to achieve the things you want to achieve. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I want to know how willing to learn are you? Now, this is something that you're writing for yourself. I'm not going to ask you what that number is. So you can't lie to yourself. In your heart of hearts, you know what that number is. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how willing to learn are you really? Okay. Now, in addition to that, on a scale of 1 to 10, how willing to make the necessary changes are you? For example, if you're driving right now, I don't expect you to take notes. But if you're stationary right now, I do expect you to take notes. On a scale of 1 to 10, are you taking notes? How will, because here's the deal. If you're not taking notes of this information, then you're not even at a 7 or an 8 on your willingness to learn. Okay. Now, here's one of the things that I found out. The most successful people in different areas of life, whether it's athletes or entrepreneurs or whatever the case may be, the most successful ones are constant students. They're constantly learning, and they don't have too big of an ego to take notes. Matter of fact, they welcome it. One of the things, I was watching an interview, and I forgot who the people that were talking about it, but they were talking about Alex Rodriguez, you know, Hall of Famer in the, you know, in baseball, and very successful entrepreneur. One of the things that they mentioned about this gentleman is that how he was so willing to learn. He'd set up appointments with people, and he'd have a notepad next to him and constantly be taking notes. Guess what? Success leaves clues. So I would highly encourage you to get on these trainings and take copious notes. You want to, your willingness to learn. How do you get that willingness to learn to a 10? You take copious notes. You show up consistently all the time. Okay. Well, I tell people, listen, the only reason to not be on one of our events is if you have to go to a funeral and you're the one in the box. That's the only reason not to show up to a training if you really want to go to the highest levels possible, right? So take copious notes, and you want to take notes as if you're going to go into another room right now and train your sales organization, and your sales organization is depending on this training for them to succeed in the business. If that was the case, how would you be taking copious notes? That's something that you want to consider. So anyways, how willing to learn are you? Number 2 is how willing to make the necessary changes. So you learn the stuff. How willing to apply those things are you? What you want to do is you want to take those 2 numbers, whatever the learn number is and whatever the change number is, and multiply them together. You want to get to a 90 or higher. That means a 9 and a 10. If you're not in a 9 and a 10, I'm telling you where you got to get to. Because I want you guys to write this down. This here is one of the most key things I'm going to tell you. Good is the enemy of great. Good is the enemy of great. The reason why most people don't achieve great things is because good is good enough for them. And they don't realize that, for example, there's people that are going to join this business. They're going to make $7,000 to $10,000 per month, and that's going to be good enough for them. Therefore, they'll never break the $20,000, $30,000, $100,000 a month and beyond, which is what's possible with this business. I adopted the philosophy of good as the enemy of great a long time ago. And that philosophy set me apart from everybody else, right? So don't make your minimums your maximums. Don't let good be good enough for you. Strive for great. Okay, guys? Okay, let's keep it moving. So they did a study on 100 people that graduated from a university. Okay. Now, where did most of these people end up? So remember, these are 100 people that graduated from a university. Okay. They followed their life. This is a study, a real study that was done, and they followed their life up until the age of 65. So the question is, where did most of these people end up? University graduates all the way through the age of 65. The question to you that I would ask you is the following. Out of these 100 people, and I want you to type it in the chat, or if you got your camera on, show me, okay? What percentage of these people would you say ended up wealthy, okay? So if you're on the camera, I want you to, with your fingers, with your 2 hands, right? 5%, great. 1%, what else? Anybody else? And on the chat, I got a couple of people right in the chat. So that is a key question, right? What percentage? 10%, Marissa said. Danny Zen said less than 5%, 3%, 1%. Okay. All right. Some of you network marketers, you know where I'm going with this. So here's the deal. Here's how many actually ended up wealthy. 1% ended up wealthy. 100 college graduates by the age of 65 ended up wealthy, 1%. What percent ended up financially secure, financially stable? That is a question to you. So if 1% ended up wealthy, what percentage ended up financially stable? Somebody's saying 2%. Somebody is saying, wow. Somebody is saying financially stable, by the way, in this study was people that are earning $100,000 per year and beyond. This study was done a long time ago. $100,000 is not nowhere near what it should have been. What it is now. Okay, so I want to make that clear. So this study was done about 20, 30 years ago. Okay, so the number here is 4%. 4% of these 100 university graduates ended up financially stable, meaning they didn't depend on family. They were making $100,000 a year and beyond, and they were able to take care of themselves. Okay, the next one, still working. 5% of these university graduates were still working. 28% were dead. Can't do anything about that. When it's our time to go, it's our time to go. But check this out. 62% were dead broke. These are college graduates. We were always told since we were kids, go to school, get good grades so you could eventually graduate, go to a good school. And I'm not saying that that's bad advice. But this here opened my eyes. And here's the thing, man. In the day and age that we live in, a college degree, in my opinion, and I think in a lot of people's opinion, isn't what it used to be. So guess what? Entrepreneurship is exactly what we've got here. Capitalism is what we've got here. These numbers opened my eyes, and I realized, hey, man, we could do something significantly bigger than this. I believe beyond the shadow of a doubt that there's people in power in the next 5 to 10 years that are literally going to become wealthy. Not rich. There's a difference between rich and wealthy. I believe that people are going to come out of this company in the next 5, 10 years. Not come out, but, you know, in 5, 10 years, are going to be at the status of wealthy. They're going to build wealth because they're going to own a piece of the company. I believe we're going to be a multi-billion-dollar company. How many of you guys would like to own a piece of that? Guess what? It starts with the mindset. Here's the thing about mindset, guys. Your mindset is a foundation. It's a solid foundation. You could have all the skills in the world. You can know how to prospect. You can know how to recruit. You can know how to present, sell, etc., etc. Means nothing if you don't have the right mindset. The bulletproof mindset will make sure that all of those things improve and are consistent. Okay? And we're going to get into those things here shortly. Okay, let's keep it moving. So here's the thing. There's 4 types of people that are watching this training right now. The first one is a person that wants to be right. This is someone who rubs people the wrong way because their ego gets in the way because they have to be right. Now, this is typically a strong-minded person. Therefore, they do achieve moderate levels of success, but is based basically on pure hard work and aggression. But you repel some people like that. And I know because I used to be this person. I was like, I'm going to win at all costs. And I only really catered to people like me, which is a red personality, right? An aggressive personality. Everybody else, I blew them off. So the people that had different personalities, I kind of blew them off. I didn't have any. In business, you want to be like a chameleon, where you cater. There's 4 colors. There's a yellows, greens, blues, and reds. I like to think of myself now as a chameleon, that I'm mainly red, but I'm also a chameleon. So if somebody is not a red, I could cater to them. So there's 4 people. The first one is the one that wants to be right. Okay. George Foreman said, your network determines your net worth. Okay. You have to get along with people to achieve the highest levels of success. Okay. And so out of the 4 personalities, this person, the one that wants to be right, is the one who achieves the second highest levels of success. But they're limited because their ego gets in the way, again, because they want to be right all the time. So I want you to take note of, where are you? Okay. The next one is someone who wants to be liked. Here's the deal, guys. Other people's opinions are more important to this person than their success. Okay. You have to understand, if you want to level up, you will get some people in your household, in your family, in your neighborhood, maybe some people you grew up with, that they're not going to like you anymore. People will say, you've changed. Then you'll say, damn right I changed. I didn't work this hard to stay the same. Because here's what happens. If you ever seen crabs in a bucket, here's what crabs in a bucket do. Crabs in a bucket, they all want to get out. But as one is getting out, guess what the other ones are doing? The other ones are pulling it back down. You will have crabs in a bucket. When you start to level up, you start to dress different. You start to be positive. You start to be motivated. You start to be disciplined. You start to be focused. You start to have goals. A lot of the people, I don't know about you, but a lot of the people I grew up with, they didn't have goals at all, much less big goals. They didn't even have any goals. So when I started talking about goals and I started talking about dreams and I started talking about et cetera, and by the way, for those, I see some of you guys, I see some tags. If you're recording this and putting it on social media, make sure you tag me, okay, on the stories or whatever the case may be, all right? So here's the deal. Crabs in a bucket are going to pull the other one down. Then that crab tries to get out and they get pulled back down. Misery loves company. And a lot of your friends and family members, they're going to be like crabs in a bucket. They're going to see you change and they're going to feel threatened by your change. And guess what? You must understand that you're going to lose some people along the way. You're going to lose some people on the way to success. You're going to lose some sleep and some money and even friends. You'll have less in common with these people, okay? And if you could have the success that you desired being the person you are right now, you would have already had it. Think about that. If I could have, Joel said dead weight, that's right. Think about this. If you have a certain desired success that you want, that right there, that desired success that you want is only available by you becoming a different person. See, because if you don't have it right now, you're not the person. Jim Rohn says, success is something we attract by the person we become. Success is something we attract by the person we become. So guess what? If you could achieve the things that you want, being the person that you currently are, you would have already had them. So guess what? The reason why you don't have them is because you're not that person anymore. So if you're the person who wants to be like, where you care too much about other people's opinions, well, what are they going to think about me if I'm doing this business? What are they going to think about me if I call them and invite them to the business, or if I call them and ask them if I could get a utility bill? You got to get rid of that mindset. Okay. Some people are not going to like you. You've got to be okay with that. This is a part of developing that bulletproof mindset. Okay. Very important. The next one is someone who wants to be comfortable. This one goes without saying. This person is dead in the water. Because success exists outside of the comfort zone. If you are somebody who wants to be comfortable, remember, I made a post, I think it was on Friday or Thursday. Okay. I was sitting in the parking lot of the gym. I didn't want to go there. I'm sitting there and I'm waiting for a song to finish, because I don't sit there to wait and then finally get up and go. No, because I'm going to go anyways. But I'm sitting there waiting for a song. And I didn't feel like working out. So I took a picture and I posted. I said, I don't feel like working out. But how I feel has absolutely nothing to do with what I'll do. You have to understand, if you are the person that values comfort a lot, you're dead in the water, man. You're wasting your time and you're wasting your leadership's time. Don't do that. Make a decision right now that you're not going to be this person anymore, because you're in a bubble of comfort. Success doesn't exist there. Success only exists outside of that bubble. Okay? So the difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is that successful people understand that, guess what? In order to have the things that I've never had, I've got to do things that I've never done. In order to have the things I've never had, I got to do things I've never done. Okay? So guess what? It's about having a positive attitude. It's about getting uncomfortable. It's about going out there and knocking on doors. Listen, man, here's the deal. I'm going to put some people on blast. I'm not going to mention your name, but I'm going to put you guys on blast because you need to hear this. Some of you guys tell me, JC, I really want to get to mentor. Or JC, I really want to achieve these levels of success that I see. Or blah, blah, blah. Fill in the blank. But you haven't gone to knock on any doors. And people make excuses. Oh, I'm not knocking on doors, but I'm doing this other thing, and I'm doing this other thing, and I'm doing this other thing. Then I'm thinking, well, name me one mentor. Not only a mentor. Name me one successful mentor that took that route to get to mentor. Not one. You know what it is? You're number 3. You're a number 3. That's the problem. You're not willing to get outside of your comfort zone, and you make a million excuses of why you're not going to get outside of your comfort zone. And you know what? You know what people like me do? Okay, we take your lip service. We're not going to put you on blast. We've already told you. Cool. Go check that out. Let me know how it goes. In the meantime, I'm going to be helping people like Lewis get to mentor. I'm going to be helping people like this guy get to mentor, like Mr. Pacheco get to mentor, like so-and-so get to mentor, like Ravelli get to mentor. And like all of these people that are getting to mentor, you know why? Because they're willing to get out there and use this part. They're willing to knock on doors if that's what needs to happen. Now, are there exceptions like Mr. Anthony Bonilla that got to mentor by online marketing? Sure there are. I didn't get there that way. And most mentors didn't get there that way. Yeah, you're going to go out there and get doors slammed on your face. The difference between a winner and a loser is interested versus committed. Most people, I'll be honest, most people that are on here today, you guys are merely interested in success. And that's why you'll never achieve it. Because interest alone is not enough. You've got to be committed. If you say you're going to go out there and do something, go out there and do it. Even if it's uncomfortable, even if you don't feel like doing it, even if you're tired, doesn't matter. The question is, would you follow you? Would you buy from you? Or are you a procrastinator and somebody who values comfort so much? Why would anybody follow that person? Some people wonder. I used to wonder, how come I don't have a team? Maybe I don't have a team because I'm a duck in an ego business. See, I got to be an ego to achieve the levels of success that I want to achieve, not a duck. Okay? So I want to hit that home. And if this is fitting you like a shoe, put it on and then take it off. And make a decision today that you're not going to be this person anymore. Okay? Because we have to identify some of these people. A successful person lives outside of the comfort zone. Matter of fact, when I'm comfortable, what used to make me comfortable many years ago now makes me uncomfortable. Not being productive makes me uncomfortable. There's a saying, the idle mind is a devil's playground. The idle mind is a devil's playground. When you're sitting around with an idle mind, not doing anything, you start thinking about a bunch of dumb things that you shouldn't be thinking about, maybe doing things that you shouldn't be doing. At least that's the case for me. I don't know if that's the case for you, but that's the case for me. So guess what? What I do is I focus. Go ahead. Ooh, smells good. My son, every time he brushes his teeth, he wants me to smell his breath. All right, here we go. Smells good, son. Let's keep it moving. If you're getting some value from this, type it in the chat. If you're getting some value from this, take a picture, post it on your social media if you're on social media. That's all I ask of you. And go out there and apply the stuff. The fourth person is somebody who wants to win. This person who wants to win, guess what? This person who wants to win, they don't care about their comfort zone. They don't care about their comfort zone. They don't care who gets the credit. They don't care who gets the credit. They're like, yeah, you be right, I'll be rich. Write that down. You be right, I'll be rich. You get a homeowner that tells you, hey, and I'm feeling it in my throat. You get a homeowner that tells you, hey, that stuff, that solar stuff is not worth it. If you identify somebody negative like that, spend zero time with them. Be appreciative of that person, not wasting any more of your time. Don't feel down. A champion doesn't feel down. A champion is appreciative of it. They say, hey, thank you for not wasting any more of my time. I'm on to the next. I'm on to the next. I'm on to the next. You be right, I'll be rich. So the person that wants to win, okay, this person doesn't care about who gets the credit, meaning who's right. They understand that some people will not like him or her, and they're okay with it. Listen, some of my, by the way, I misunderstood, understands, that's fine. Some people, they're not gonna like you. They're not gonna talk to you that much. They might even unfriend you on social media. Don't take it personal. It doesn't matter. It's a part of the business. If you level up, matter of fact, I'll tell you this much. You know that you're not leveling up enough until those kind of things happen to you. Okay? This person is uncomfortable and doesn't have much idle time. Let me let this person. Okay? Doesn't stop when he's tired. He stops when he's done. That's what the person wants to win is. And I want you to write this down. WIN is an acronym. W, but it has two I's. WIIN. Here's what the acronym stands for. For your notes, the W stands for willing. You've got to be willing to put these trainings on your calendar and attend them religiously. You've got to be willing to go through no's. You've got to be willing to pay the price. You've got to be willing to get uncomfortable. You've got to be willing to do the things that other people are not willing to do. You want to fail? Here's how you fail. Look at what the majority of the people in the company are doing and do what they do. If you want to fail, it's not hard. Look at what everybody else is just, they plug in from time to time. They plug in here and some of you guys are on here and your camera's not on. And you know why your camera's not on? Because you're doing other things instead of listening. That's why your camera, now some of you guys, your camera's not on because you can't have it on. But some of you guys, your camera's not on because your ass is doing other things and you're not really taking the business seriously. But guess what? It's okay. That's a part of the business. But see, I call people out because I'm going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you the truth, right? I'm going to tell you the truth. This is coming. My goal at 18 years old, being an illegal immigrant at 18 years old, was to retire my mom by the age of 30. That happened by the age of 27 or 28. My goal at 10 was to win a world title at karate, and I won it at 17. Okay? So, yes, damn right, I believe I have a bulletproof mindset. Matter of fact, I know beyond the shadow of a doubt that I have a bulletproof mindset. I'm going to win, and I'm going to win, and that's it. And here's the thing. If I help other people level up to develop this bulletproof mindset in this business and help them win, guess what? I'm going to win even bigger. Ain't that pretty cool? Right? So to me, it's a win-win. Now, I know that along the way, some people, they're not going to do it. Here's the thing about someone who wants to win. They understand the difference between cost versus value. See, poor-minded individuals only look at the cost, not the value. I'll give you an example. Rich people educate themselves. Poor people entertain themselves. Powur just came out with a brand new personal development course. I believe it's like $39 a month. Okay. That's an investment. It's $39 a month. It's like $1.25 a day, man. It's an investment in yourself. I would recommend that you go out there and you get it. Constantly be working on yourself. I just paid a couple of months ago $400 for it's called Closers School, Bradley, because I want to become a better closer. I think I'm a great closer. I think I'm a great salesperson, but I could always improve. Winners are constantly not only working on themselves, but investing in themselves. The best investment you can make is on yourself. Showing up to these trainings. These trainings are free, man. I got people, I don't take on clients anymore. I got people that ask me to hire me, to pay me $500 an hour to spend time with them and on an individual basis on their mindset and on their business. I don't take on clients anymore because this is my primary business. Between solar, my power business, and my podcast and my credit repair business, that's all the time I got for business. That's it. I don't have any more time for anything else, right? I got 3 businesses to run. And the majority, and I dedicate to this business about 8 to 10 hours a day. I could get up. I get up at 7 in the morning, 6:30, 7 in the morning. I'll go work 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day, sometimes 12 hours a day. Get home and play with my son and make love to my wife. You know why? Because I believe that that's a champion, the winner that I am, right? Now, for some of you guys, you might be thinking, TMI, dude. Hey, man. This is how I do my trainings, man. So you better get used to it. All right, here we go. Successful people philosophies. Here's the deal. 14,000 hours. From kindergarten to the 12th grade, that's 14,000 hours of programming. 14,000 of programming. What were people programmed during those 14,000 hours? Follow the leader. Kids are to be seen, not heard. Don't talk to strangers. And a bunch of other philosophies that don't serve you in the real world. Some of them do, but a lot of them don't, right? Like follow the leader. Like copying is bad. Copying is not bad. It's okay to be a copycat as long as you copy the right cat. But see, for 14,000 hours, people were tamed. You've been tamed for 14,000 hours. If you tell the most beautiful person in the world for 14,000 hours that they are ugly, that person will believe they're ugly. 14,000 hours, okay? That's a battle that people have. So because we've been tamed, we've got to get trained. Does that make sense? Because when you were born relentless. Look at a child. A child, imagine a 2-year-old learning to walk. How much time would you give that 2-year-old to walk? Like he falls 10 times, 100 times, do you go to the child and say, you know what, I don't think this walking stuff is for you, man? No, you wouldn't do that, right? That'd be silly. You let them try until. Guess what? Most people, though, in life, in this business, for example, they'll go knock on a couple doors. They'll get a couple of rejections. Yeah, keep it down. They'll go get a couple of rejections. And then guess what happens? They give up. Well, guess what? You don't get good at something you don't do. You don't get good at something that you don't do. You get good at the things that you constantly do. So if you're wondering, I want to become a better recruiter, go out there and recruit. I want to become a better salesperson, go out there and sell. Go out there and practice. Go out there and prospect. Go out there and present. Okay? And guess what? Come back and train. Talk to your leadership. Hey, man, I did a presentation or I was knocking on doors and here's what I got. We got some incredible people here, leaders and door knockers here that are incredible. We're going to be interviewing some of these people in the coming weeks. Okay, guys? So the 14,000 hour battle. Okay? Now, let me move this out the way. Hold on. Because I can't see my screen. What type of programming is done? We talked about these. Kids are to be seen, not heard. Don't speak unless spoken to. Follow the leader instead of be the leader, right? And so much other programming. That's why training is so important. Okay, guys, so let's keep it moving. Here's the 4 mental enemies that you're going to encounter. Rejection. It is a part of any business. This is the 4 mental enemies. I want you to make a note of this. Very important. This is a oldie but a goodie. For those of you network marketers, you understand where I'm coming from with this. Rejection is a part of any business. Accept it. Don't take it personal. Identify how many no's it takes for you to get a yes. For example, let's say you get 10 no's in order to get 1 yes, and that yes makes you $500. Then that means that the average no is worth $50. Now you look at no's differently, whether that's for recruiting or whether that is for. I got a friend of mine right here. His name is Robert. I've been after this guy's an absolute stud. One of the best network marketers and solar sales professionals you'll ever meet. Since I started with Powur, I was after him. I was trying to recruit him over and over and over. Finally, I got him. But guess what? It took a lot of rejection for him to finally take a look at this. And when he looked at it, he's like, man, you guys, and it also has to do with timing. But I don't take the no's seriously. And if he would have said no for the rest of his life, I would have been perfectly okay with it. I would have been perfectly okay with it. Of course, I would rather have them versus not. This is going to test your emotional intelligence. As a leader, as a champion with a bulletproof mindset, you've got to know that you got to raise your emotional intelligence. You can't take these things personal. You can't let them get you down. Okay? And we're going to talk about the only 2 things that you can control here in a bit. Okay? When the going gets tough, the tough, meaning us, get going. I'll give an example. How many of you guys have heard the KFC story? Type it on the chat or raise your hand up if you've heard the KFC story. Okay, I'm going to tell it to you. Most of you guys haven't. Colonel Sanders. You guys remember Colonel Sanders? Great. Couple people raise their hand. Awesome. Colonel Sanders was 65 years old when he retired. He got his first retirement check of $99. And he said, this ain't going to cut it. And he knew he had an incredible chicken recipe. And what he did is he went out to restaurants and started sharing his chicken with them. And when he did that, he started telling them, hey, listen, I've got an incredible chicken recipe that won't quit. It's amazing. I don't even want to sell it to you. I want to give it to you. I want to give you this recipe. And the only thing I ask is that you give me a piece of the action. You give me a piece for my niece. You give me a fraction of the action. All right? And people said to him, are you kidding me? You're crazy. Get the heck out of here. I got my own chicken recipe. And he got no after no. At 65 years old, he was walking business to business, restaurant to restaurant, driving and walking. He got 1 1,009 no's. 1,009. 1,009 no's para los en español. Just in case people don't understand. 1,009 no's. You imagine, Maximus? He got 1,009 restaurants to tell him no. And somebody finally told him yes. And KFC, the restaurant KFC, was born. What do you think about that? Pretty strong mindset, huh? Is a strong mindset important? Damn right it is. I'm teaching my 6-year-old that. So here's the deal. How many people would have quit after 10 no's, 50 no's, 100 no's, 500 no's? Most people. Now, the question is, was it worth it? 1,009 no's until somebody says, hey, man, I'll do that deal with you. Let's get it done. What do we got to lose? And KFC was born. To me, man, that's inspiring. Okay? That's inspiring. Rejection is your friend. Rejection is your friend. That's right. That's right. Robert talks about his dad gave him the 10,000 business card challenge. That's powerful. Okay, guys. So let's keep going. Deception. People are going to lie to you. I'm signing up on Friday. I got to talk to my husband. I got to talk to my wife. We're going to do it 100%. Or I'm going to sign up into your business, into the business on Friday when I get paid. I'm on my way. I'm already there. And they're not there. Deception. People are going to lie to you in business. That's where your emotional intelligence kicks in. The next one, attrition. People are going to quit. I had a gentleman, I won't mention his name, okay, but he's on here. He was one of the first people I recruited to the business, and he quit about 2 months into it. He went to sell solar for other companies, and he realized how good he had it here. He just joined last week again, and he's on here today. He says, I'm getting to mentor by the end of the month because he's a closer. So he and his friend are going prospect. He already recruited. He signed up last week, recruited his first guy yesterday, and they're going to go door knock today. And his goal is to be mentored by the end of the month out in Florida. People are going to quit. Some will come back. Some will never come back. That's okay. But I want you to know. See, here's the thing. Sometimes new people to this type of business, somebody quits, and then they think it's the end of the world. You're going to get a lot of people that quit. I'm telling you right now. That's why you got to stay focused and always be in zone 1. What is zone 1 or first gear? First gear is personally selling and recruiting. Here's 2 things that we do in the business. If you want to keep it super simple, here's what we do. We get customers and we get customer getters. That's what we do, man. If you want to keep it very simple, we go out there and acquire customers, provide a tremendous value for them, and we go out there and get people who want to go get customers. That's what we do in the business, okay? So people are going to quit, and that's okay. Listen, no matter how good your opportunity is, people are going to quit. And I'm going to tell you this, quit wanting what you don't want. You don't want everybody to stay, because if everybody stayed and recruiting was easy, guess what would happen? Everybody would be building massive teams, and in no time you would have no opportunity. You want it to have the attrition and the lies and the people that quit and et cetera, et cetera. You know why? Because it just weeds out the competition. Friends and family are going to quit on you. You need to stay the course. That's normal. Okay. The same people that got you to one level, one rank, or one level of success will not be the same people that get you to another level. The first people that helped you make your first 3 mentor sales, let's say you started building a team and, you know, you and your small team, you got your first 3 mentor sales. Those probably won't be the same people that get you to mentor. And the same people that got you to mentor won't be the same people that help you break a mentor. Some people are going to quit. That's a part of the business, okay? Let's keep it moving. Apathy. When life gets in the way, people lose their dreams and focus because of things that they have no control over. How do you get rid of apathy? Surround yourself with champions with goals and dreams. Just show up. Show up. If you're at a level 5 and you hang out with 9s and 10s, you're going to level up to a 7 or an 8. But if you're at a level 5 and you hang out with 2s and 3s, you're going to end up at a 4 or a 3 or a 2. Okay? That's just how it is. If you hang out with, here's the deal. If you hang out with 5 broke people, you're going to be number 6. But if you hang out with champions, guess what? That's going to rub off on you. It's going to be hard not to have that rub off on you, man. Let me ask you this. What if you spend the weekend with 5 friends who have the vid-19, COVID. Pretty good chance you're going to end up with COVID. Is that right? But what if you hang out with friends that work out, get some sun, which is important, vitamin D, drink a lot of water, vitamin, and exercise and eat healthy? Do you think some of that's going to rub off on you? Of course. Same thing with the business. People that are committed, they go prospecting, they show up to training, they're motivated, they're excited. You better believe that's going to rub off. Nowadays, you can't sneeze anymore, man. People look at you like the plague if you sneeze in front of people now. Okay, we're going to finish off here. We're going to finish off, okay? If you want to, so here's some philosophies of a winner. If you want to increase your success rate, double your rate of failure. Thomas Watson said that. If you want to succeed, double your rate of failure, meaning fail faster. You're going to fail. Guess what? Get the failing out the way. You're going to fail anyways. Double the amount of failure that you do. See, that's another thing that at school they taught us that was bad. When you fail, it's bad. They circle it, fail in red letters. So it's imprinted in our mind that failing is bad. Listen, failing is good. I'm going to start taking, personal training classes with a friend of mine who's an MMA fighter. He's going to teach my son and I wrestling. That's what I don't know. I know a tiny bit of jiu-jitsu and a lot of stand-up fighting, but I'm not good at wrestling. I want to fail fast so I could learn. Oh, that's how you do a takedown? Let me try it. And I'm going to do it very bad. Good. I'm going to keep trying and do it bad as many times. If I got to do it bad 1,000 times before I get it great, perfect. Right? So double your rate of failure. Your number one enemy you'll have is friends, family, and neighbors. Here's the thing. This is so true. Friends, family, and neighbors will very often be the last people to support you. They'll very often be the last people to be your customers. You will get perfect strangers to be your first customer. A lot of you guys, this happened to me too. Perfect strangers will be your first customer before your friends and family members become your customer. I'm telling you that right now. Why is that important to know? Because when it happens, that's why this is going to be recorded. I want you to send this training out to all of your team. When that happens, I don't want the new person to think like something's wrong with them. No. That's normal. It's just how it is. And if you know that ahead of time, it's important. Everyone in your company has the same opportunity. Everybody here has the same opportunity. Most people's subconscious is negative. You got to think about what you're thinking about. To develop a bulletproof mindset, you've got to think about what you're thinking about, because 95% of self-talk is negative. I want you to make, this is so incredibly true. 95% of people's self-talk is negative. I'm not good enough. I don't have enough experience. It's because I'm a man. It's because I'm a woman. It's because I'm too tall. I'm too young. I'm too old. Any excuse will do, man. There's people that are young, old, Hispanic, Black, Chinese, whatever, that achieve results. Okay? Do some people maybe have a little bit of an edge than others? Sure. They do. It's just how it is. So guess what? You might have to work a little bit longer. You got a guy that complains, oh, it's because that guy got it. His dad gave him $1 million to start his business. I have to go out there, work my ass off, and make $1 million. It might take me 5 years, 10 years to get where he started day one. Yeah, that's true. But guess what? The person you became in developing and acquiring that $1 million, you're now ahead of him. There's something that happens to you, the person you become by going through that stuff. That's the way that I look at it, man. Okay. We've heard the word no 40,000 times by the age of 5. And we've heard the word yes 5,000 times by the age of 5. That's one of the reasons why most people's self-talk is negative, right? Because of 14,000 hours, and by the age of 5, they heard no, don't do that, no, don't touch that, 40,000 times. Okay, and the word yes 5,000 times. You've got to reprogram your mind. You got to think about what you're thinking about. Okay, 2 more slides and we're done. Shoot then aim is a philosophy. That's my philosophy. Most people's philosophy is this: I'm gonna aim. Meaning, I'm gonna go door knock once I get my flyers. Once I get my flyers, bro, You know what? I'm going to door knock once I learn the script. I got my flyers, but I don't know the script. Let me learn the script first. You know what? I got to get some new business cards, man. Yeah, these here, they don't look professional enough. So I got my flyers and I'm practicing my script, but I got to get new business cards. All they're doing is aiming. They don't shoot. I would rather you go out there in a regular shirt, no business cards, no flyers, just go door knock and get the marbles out of your mouth. Even if you fall on your face, doesn't matter. I would rather that guy or girl than the guy or girl that's making a million excuses of why they can't go door knocking, why they can't go prospecting. Okay? Some people say it's because I don't have a lot of time. Okay? Well, you can find the time. You're going to have to give up some things. But guess what? Don't aim the entire time. Shoot, then aim. There's never going to be a perfect time. Take action. Okay? Here's the deal. You'll never live a life beyond your wildest expectations until you first have some wild expectations. You'll never live a life beyond your wildest expectations until you first have some wild expectations. Here's the deal, man. Here's the reality. Watch this. Find someone who has what you want, do what they do, and you get what they have. Most children, check this out. Most children stop looking up to their parents at around age 13 or 14 because they start seeing their parents that they went from grown-ups to given-ups. Oh, that hits deep. See, right now my 6-year-old sees me as his hero, as the strongest man in the world, as a man that could do anything. If there's a lion right there and his daddy gets in front of the lion, he knows he's good. One way or another, that's what he believes. My job is by the time he's 12, 13, 14 years old for him to still know my dad is a man because he's not a given up. He's a grown up. He's a warrior. He's got that mindset. That's one thing I know beyond the shadow of a doubt is going to happen. But most kids, they stop looking up to their parents around that age because their parents went from grown-ups to given-ups, constantly complaining and negative and whatnot. I'm not going to do that. And I don't encourage you to do that. Okay, guys? Here's the thing. I thought we were done, but we're not. We're almost done. And I'm going through some of these fast. Do dogs like bones? I want you to type in the chat or give me a nod. The question is, do dogs like bones? I want you to answer that question, please. I'm waiting to see the chat. Okay, good. Here's the chat. Let's see. What do we got? Yes. Facts. Yes. Okay, great. Glad you guys said that. Dogs settle for bones. Dogs don't like bones. They settle for bones. Let me ask you something. You put a bone next to a dog, then you put a filet mignon steak with no bone. What's the dog going to get? It's going to take the steak. They settle for bones. You know what most people do in life? One word. What do you think that word is? Key word I just said right now. They settle. Most people settle. You know why? Because good is the enemy of great. They get to the point where they're good. Hey, you know what? I'm paying my bills. They have big dreams. Remember when you were in the sandbox when you were a kid, you had big dreams. But somebody wrote you a salary. They said, hey, come here. I want to give you a job. But see, here's your check that I'm willing to buy your dreams for. So pay you this money, $80,000, $100,000, $50,000, $150,000 a year. This is what I'll pay you a year. So you can build my dream, not yours. What do you say? See, some people, they settled. I don't want to settle. Personally, to each his own. In this business, you could dictate what days you work, what days you don't work, how much money you make, how much leverage income you create. So don't settle. Now, here's the deal. There's nothing wrong with making a modest living, and if that makes you happy, good for you. That, to me, that's success. It's not all about money. By far, it isn't all about money. Definitely not. That's not what I'm saying. But you know what I am saying? There's a certain level of money that I have to make personally to make sure that my mother is taken care of, to make sure that my wife and son are taken care of, to make sure that some things that I contribute to on a weekly basis and a monthly basis are taken care of. And money does solve those issues, right? So there is a certain number. And really, it doesn't matter how much money I make, I'm going to maintain this type of a lifestyle, regardless of the money that I make. So I want to make it clear. I'm not over here saying, for me, this is my mindset, right? I'm not over here saying that money is the number one thing, because it definitely isn't. But it is very important here, right? Don't compare yourself to others. That is the thief of joy. You are on your own path. Compete with yourself last week, last month, and last year. Are you doing better? Are you advancing? Are you better than you used to be? Don't be a what if person instead of be a thank God person. What if I took power? Let's say it's 2026, 5 years from now, 2026. Don't be the person that says, what if I took that training seriously? What if I took the business seriously? What if I didn't quit? What if? Instead, be a thank God person. Thank God I took the business seriously. Thank God I stuck the course. Thank God I didn't give up when people quit on me, when customers fell through. Thank God. Be that person, okay? Because somebody's going to say, I told you so. Either your naysayers are going to say, Julian, I told you so. You were wasting your money with that business. They ripped you off, charging you $50 a month. Now we could have gone to the wing shop, watched a football game and drank some beers and some wings with those $50 every month. Or your results will say, I told you so. One day, you're going to be on a vacation for a week and make more money without working during that week than what it costs you to be there. Your team's going to be booming. One day, you're going to have 5 mentor sales in a day at an average of $3,000 each. You're going to have a great year. You're going to have a great month in a day. How many of you guys want to have a great month in one day from home? You know, there's people, you guys know there's people doing that right now, right? Yeah, there's people. Matter of fact, there's people that are on this Zoom right now doing that. Ain't that crazy? Yeah. You know who one of those people is? He just raised his hand right now. Luis Perez. He's only been in the business 3 months. That dude's closing 2, 3, sometimes 4 mentor deals in a day. And there's more than one person doing that on here. Now, that's not a guarantee of income. You can make zero money, you do nothing. Just want to be sure. It says here, there's a Les Brown, one of my favorite speakers. You don't have to be great to get started, but you got to get started to be great. You don't have to be great to get started, and you're probably not going to be. But you got to get started in order to be great. Okay? Have a prospecting mindset. Okay, we're going to skip through this. This is the last one, because we got to finish this up, and I only got so much voice. To finish off, team, there's 2 things that we can control: our attitudes and our actions. That's it. There's only 2 things that we can control: our attitudes and our actions. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing there. Our attitudes and our actions. That's the only thing you can control. Every day you go into the day with an attitude of gratitude. Write this down. A champion has a great attitude every day, no matter what. That's a philosophy. If you make that a philosophy and a way of living, you will have a great day every day, no matter what. Now, are some days not going to be so good? Of course. Are there going to be exceptions? Of course. But you'll find that sometimes things don't. I've had deals that cancel. And you know what? It gets to a point where I don't even care. Making that couple $1,000s on that customer that was a headache is not even worth my time. Not only that, I got 40 deals in the pipeline on the way to installation. I'm good. And guess what? You can get there if that's what you want to do. Does that make sense? But guess what? Your attitude, it's the only thing you can control. You get up in the morning, attitude of gratitude, and say, hey, man, it's time to win. When I call you, if you call me or I call you, and I'm like, what's up? You better not say nothing. That's a rule with me. Watch, unmute yourself, David Perez. I'm going to call David, and I'm going to ask him, what's up? His answer is going to be everything. You know why? can you afford for nothing to be up? Hey, David, what's up?
Everything.
Everything is up, baby. That's right. That's all I needed you for right now, brother. Thank you, man. You know why? Because you can't afford for nothing to be up. Words become things. You will manifest the things that you say. Words don't leave and come back void. They come back as their physical equivalent. I want you to read, this is old Jewish wisdom too, but you could also read the book, The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles. Okay, tremendous book. Okay, 10 pages of a good book a day is what I recommend. I recommend you want to level up, make a daily routine, daily method of operation. Should be 10 pages of a good book or 30 minutes of a good audio. It could be a podcast on business. It could be a audio book. I have like 30 books in my Audible app. Okay, 30 minutes a day. It's not that, here's the thing. It's not that hard to do. It's easy to do, actually. Some of you guys are driving. Don't listen to radio. Listen to that. Here's a problem. It's easy to do, but guess what? It's easier not to do it. You do not be a product of your environment. Rather, make your environment be a product of you. See, that's what I believe. You put me in a room with 100 negative people for a day, they're going to come back out of the other room positive. And I certainly am not going to come out negative. Because see, that is what I believe. It's ingrained in my mind. I'm a winner, and I don't care if I'm around people that are not winners or not. The truth remains that I'm a winner. So your attitude is the only thing you can control, and your actions. What type of actions are you taking on a daily basis? How many phone calls are you making? I don't make calls. I fire off calls. See, I even look at them differently. You ever see the movie Troy? Where, the Trojans, I believe it is, they're in their castle, right? And then they take out the bow and arrows and they shoot them at the enemies. They shoot them in the air and they hit the enemies. They're firing off those arrows. That's how I picture my phone calls. When I called my buddy Robert Hollis, I was firing off a call. Boom. I was like, one of these got to hit. When I call my prospect to follow up, boom, I'm firing off. One of these has to hit. And my attitude is, man, I am a winner. And my team I got the best team in the world. I got millionaires on my team. They don't know they're millionaires yet, but they're already in. You just got to get to the date so you can see their bank account with 7 figures, man. There's winners. You are an absolute champion. Guess what you got to do? You just got to act like it. Ain't that right, son? Say, I'm a champion.
I'm a champion. I'm a champion.
That's right. You got to be a champion. You got to decide to champion up, to warrior up. It's not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it. I hope you guys appreciate it and liked this training. It's going to be recorded on a YouTube channel. Okay? I love you guys. Feel free to unmute yourself. And let's crush it, team. I'm excited to be in business with every single one of you. And how many of you guys excited by a show of hands? Or unmute yourself. If you guys are excited, I want you to unmute yourselves and show us some love.
Champion, JC. You.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yes, sir. Let's go. Awesome.
Come on.
Awesome.
Hold on, for the grab. This is for the grab. This is for the grab. I want you to show me how many of you guys are excited in 1, 2, 3.
I'm a champion.
Yeah.
Maximus is a champion too. I appreciate all of you guys. Hey, let's go out there and crush it. We got the best opportunity in the world, team. Let's just go out there and do it. I'm here to support you guys, but remember, a leader in this industry works with the willing. If you're not willing to pay the price, you're not willing to put in the work, the leadership is not going to work with you. That's one of the keys to building a big business. You got to work with the willing, because listen, here's the deal. A lot of people want it and need it. You know why they want it and need it? Because they don't plug into trainings. That's why they need the help, because they're not consistent with the trainings. You've got to want it and need it and deserve it. You got to deserve that time. Okay? I appreciate you guys. Let's make it happen. Let's have a great week. Let's crush it. And Calandrelli, we have your proposal ready, brother. We're going to get that done today, okay? All right, guys. Have a good day, everyone.
Thank you, JC.
Thank you.
Thanks, JC.
Thank you.